Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I finally got myself set up here to actually start working on the delsol. So I actually have the new dash here. I'm about ready to get this all cleaned up and take advantage of some good weather. But we all know about the D16Z6 build. Still coming along, so stay tuned for that. But what I'm most excited about is I'm finally being able to tackle the engine bay. So you've probably seen a little bit in the last clip, and pretty much I got the whole front end stripped. And everything's looking good to go. So I got all the lines pretty much off the firewall. I'm going to actually work on some of these clips and get those pulled out a little bit. Some of the stuff I might try to mock up a little bit, you know, a fuse box and all that to kind of get that area. But ideally, once I get the brake booster out, the clutch master cylinder, all that good stuff, and I can roll it out, I'm going to pressure wash everything and get it prepped. So I do have my new scuff pads. I got some paint in. I'll show you guys that in a little bit here as well. But hopefully I can get this thing all cleaned up, get it scuffed down, and get it painted to match. So I found a company online who actually paint matches. So hopefully I got the same color. There's a Rosa Corsa red, Ferrari red. So that's pretty much what I got for the engine bay. So worst case, it should be very, very close, but would definitely look a lot better than this. I don't know if it's a Milano red or I call it a doll red. Either way, it should look a lot better. So I got to playing around, cleaning up, and doing a little bit of scuff work, so it should work out pretty well. So let's start working on this thing, and I'm going to start with the dash. So here we are inside the dash. I've already got the console pulled. Everything's working good. Got to pull the radio. Gonna go ahead and get out the gauge cluster here, and then start pulling the other bolts, and hopefully before too long I should be able to get this thing out and get some stuff done in the engine bay. Alright, so I got the dash pulled out, and previously I already changed the lights to LED, so everything does work pretty well. And again, I'll check it again once I get everything hooked back up, but it's coming out pretty well. So a few more bolts I know I got, and with the dash or the gauge cluster, you get the cover off, just kind of pops out, and I'm gonna transfer that one to the new dash. And then of course you got one, let me see, 1, 2, and 3 screws that actually hold the the gauge cluster in. So it's coming along. So let me continue. All right, so there is a bolt here, one on the side, up on the top, and of course the bottom cover has a couple screws. It's probably hard to see. Screws down here that you get out. I'm going to work on this bolt here as well, so stay tuned. Alright, so I got the radio out, glove box is out, everything is pretty much ready to go. It's pretty loose. I got to disconnect the thermostat or the temperature control here, so I should be able to do that real quick. So let me go ahead and pop that out, and then we'll get to pulling this thing. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got the dash pulled. I did have to drop the steering wheel just a little bit, which is actually a couple screws here you can access from the bottom. But I was able to get that out. Should give me a little bit better access to the brake booster. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out. Get this thing prepped. So everything is out. I'll go ahead and clean up behind here as well. And yeah, we'll continue to work on this thing, and hopefully when I install the new one, it should look a lot better, the new dash. Alright guys, so underneath the car, right behind the steering column here, is the 4 bolts. You can probably see right up in there on the little metal piece. 4 bolts, and then of course there is a cotter pin. Right up in there that you have to get out, and then should be able to pull it out. So let's get it working. Alright, so brake booster is out. It's kind of a pain in the butt on the other side. I'm not even going to lie about that. But now I'm going to go with the clutch, I guess, master cylinder here. So I got to disconnect the line, disconnect this, and then there's 2 bolts on the inside. Should be able to access that no problem. And then I'll pop this out and be closer. Alright, so I got the clutch master cylinder reservoir out. Got this disconnected, so it just really leaves me to get to the inside and get this thing off. Alright, so got the clutch master cylinder out. We're good to go. Currently working on removing the side skirts so I can actually get the fenders off. So I got to do this one. I got 2 10 mils here at the bottom, 1 at the top, and then of course 3 along the fender rail here, and I got to do the same on the other side, and then I can get this kind of prepped up and ready to scuff and to pressure wash, so I can get this thing cleaned up and ready for some paint. Alright, so I got the fender off, fender liner. It was kind of a pain in the butt with some of the clips in there. Not that they were hard to get to, they're pretty easy, but I got some worn out clips, so I'm making a list of things that I need. But also, prior to, I actually did do the undercoating here for the fender well. So I did that previously, so that's pretty good. I will probably take out, once I get it rolled out and do the pressure washing, I'll bring it back in. When I paint it, I'll put it on jack stands, remove the tires, and take out the suspension, at least drop it down so I can get a nice even coat over here. But we're getting there. So next I got to tackle the other side, which will be similar. I got to remove the side skirt, fender well, and I should be able to get the fender off no problem. And then yeah, we're getting there. All right, so I finally got to see what's been under my car for a while. So the good news is that I actually got the delsol moved out. I got everything taped up and prepped. Even got my power washer. And it's got a Honda motor. So all the important pieces are bagged up. I'll move some out of the way so I get access to the firewall and everything. I kind of got the back tape. I try not to hit that so much where the brake booster is and all that good stuff. But I think we're getting there. So I vacuumed everything out best I could. I'm going to go ahead and get the pressure washer started. And then I get this thing moving. Alright, so fresh off the cleaning rack here. Definitely looks a heck of a lot better. So I'm probably going to let this thing air dry for a little bit and then push it back in. But until then, I'm actually going to clean this floor up a little bit. It's pretty filthy. So stay tuned. Alright, so I got the car back in. It's actually the next day. I let everything kind of dry off a little bit and started kind of scuffing a little bit over here. So I'm going to continue that today. So I'm going to get some gloves on. We're going to get these stickers off and we're going to get to sanding or scuffing. Alright, so here we are, guys. I went ahead and I got the front end here jacked up and took off the tires, because I do actually want to drop the suspension so I can get rid of these nuts and I don't have to worry about them being in the way, taping them up and all that good stuff. So, but previously I did do, I painted the wheel wells, as well as I got the Skunk 2 suspension in there, so should be pretty good. And I'm gonna try to get this upper control arm down too, since I do have a couple bolts coming through here, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna start working on that. I do have pretty much the scuffing done for the motor, or for the engine bay. So we're getting closer. Alright, so I went ahead and got everything pulled down. Got it taped up from the inside. So I'm going to pretty much do this to the passenger side, and then I should be good to go. And while I'm in here as well, I'm actually going to adjust my camber. Not my camber, I guess my camber. But straighten out my wheels too, because these things are a little off. So definitely going to need an alignment, but hey, we're getting closer to painting. So I'll get on the other side and then I'll get back with you. Alright, so next day, and I'm actually ready for some paint, well, some primer rather. I got everything cleaned up, top and bottom, from the bottom up, all that good stuff. I even wiped everything down, get the dust off, blew everything out, and got everything kind of taped up. It's not going to be a super professional job. Again, I'm not a professional, but hey, you know, I'll save a few dollars and make this thing look good for my motor. But yeah, we're going to get started. So I may not do that in this video, but next video I'll go ahead and get this thing primed up, painted, and ready to go, so you'll see everything. So yeah, but I think that's going to do it for this video. Again, I just want to push out some content for you guys, but we are getting this thing ready to go, prepped. You know, I'm going to get it painted here very soon. That'll be in the next video, but I appreciate you guys for watching, staying tuned and watching the progress, watching the build. It means a lot to me. So thank you guys who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, comment, like, and share. So until the next video, I appreciate you guys again. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.